said, what reason should there be to drug test your children? Which is, they're both very good and very valid questions, especially with the climate of our world that we live in today. So, Gilda,
then we'll get
with regard to Tamika's question, what do you feel is an appropriate age to drug test your child?
If you feel like there's a reason to drug test your child, like if their surroundings change, what the things they do have changed, their demeanor has changed, just their whole aura, I feel if they can change. But you know, and I feel like if you are going to do this, you should sit and have a talk with your child. Okay, Tamika,
you see how the arrows are turning left?
Do it without
I'm gonna need you to pay attention,
because they should know of it. And
everybody in this lane is turning, not going straight. Go ahead, Jill.
Have an understanding of
we gotta deal with this
one. Doing it.
So they need to that's the same thing I said. I feel like aside from you drug testing them, I think there should be a conversation that needs to be had with regard to the reasoning why. I think all of this should go on expressly even before the testing begins. I think you should have a very open, honest, and candid conversation with your children about the casualties of drugs and the effects that they have on yourself, your body, your mind, your family, your community. And that's my take on it. All right, mate, go ahead. How about you? How you feeling about all that? See, this is what we talking about. This is what we talking about. Not ready. She not ready.
My take is not like Avia nor Gilda's. My take is with drug testing your children whenever you want to. Ain't no conversation, nothing going on. I'm just going to give you an example that I had with my child. He had a physical done, or a general physical at the doctor's office. And while we were in the doctor was like, is there anything else that you want to add? And I was like, I want a drug test.
I feel like I need my seatbelt on.
I want a drug test. Gilda, this is the...
Girl, I'm in the front seat with her, so I know how you feel.
Hello. So I said I would like my son to be drug tested. My son then said, Mom, really? Because he's a comedian like his mother. He said, Mom, really? That forced me to say, yeah, really. Like, what you mean? I'm in control of your life. I'm your mother, and I can drug test you anytime I want to. No, my son's not on drugs. No, I don't think he's using drugs. However, I was just showing him that I could do whatever I want to because I'm your mother. And when you leave my house and you go outside in the world, then you will have to do what someone tells you to do if you don't got everything going on your own and for yourself. So for me, I can't tell you an age. It's just when I felt like it. I felt that a drug test was needed, and I'll do it whenever. Like, I'll even go to Walgreens and get a drug test and drug test you. But more chances are I'm going to take you to the doctor and I'm going to drug test you just because.
We getting off at exit 84.
I need you to be on point. You don't know when it's going to come. That's life. You at your job, you working, and your manager come in there and say, you getting a drug test today. I'm just preparing.
Sidebar. That's why you need to have your own businesses, so nobody, no boss, okay?
You are your boss.
Tell you, oh, I need you to go get a drug test. So we talking about building businesses over here. Okay, I'm done.
So that is why, and that's a whole nother topic. So what we have to go into, because we have different thoughts on the way that we feel that our children should be in society right now, what they should be doing, what they should be learning. But like we said, that's a whole nother topic.
For a whole other day.
Parents, I think that it's up to you. It's up to you to control your child. I see a lot of people like, oh, I wouldn't drug test my child, or I wouldn't do that. What you mean? That's why
they out here slinging dope.
Right.
That's why they out here slinging dope.
That's why they out here.
High. Listen,
because you ain't had that conversation. I noticed a lot of parents be scared. This doesn't matter in the disabled children community or the regular adult community. It's a problem with that, and parents being scared to put their foot down. Act like you was with your parents. Your parents would have beat your motherfucking ass. Okay? So be that same way with your child.
No, but the times is different, as I hear everybody
All right,
say.
so
we
it's
live in
time
a different time.
Go back to Gilda.
Ooh, sorry, y'all ain't got to be all aggressive.
That you should have that conversation with them, because
Ain't no conversation.
yes, because you don't.
No, I
want
mean,
your
even
child to
before
be
testing, like, I agree, there
disconnected
needs to
from
be
you.
a
You want
conversation.
them to have that
Just a
trust
conversation.
and be able to come to you and say anything.
Right.
Because when you do that, I feel like you're disconnected.
You just-
because this generation, unfortunately,
They getting taught by other
thinking
dummies. They getting taught by
about
other
it.
dummies.
They
Hello, let's just keep it all the way
right.
real.
So you
Yeah.
need
Or
to
they
have-
not getting taught, period.
right. But
I mean,
I
just go
agree
on.
with you, because you letting them know that, listen, I'm teaching you that, so when you go out in this world,
Oh my
that
gosh,
you
this
have
ain't
these
no-
choices, and that you don't want no one to come to you and say it that way. So that's what I'm preparing you for. But you still need to have that conversation with them.
I didn't have the conversation. I am the conversation.
No, what
I'm the beginning of the conversation,
See, that's-
the end of the
Take
mother
over
loving
spirit.
conversation.
I told
I done did the conversation. Okay?
Should we
Kids don't get no conversation in my book. I ain't saying that I'm having a conversation with you. And it just so happens that the relationship that me and Amir have, he could talk to me about everything. You know how guys, they talk to
Okay,
their
that's a
dad about
conversation.
girls
That's
and
a
different stuff.
conversation.
Exactly.
That's a conversation.
This is what I'm saying with regard to a conversation. Just like I know with my mom, she said her mom never had a conversation with her about where babies come from, how you have babies, about periods and what happens to your body when you do start your period. Like, that conversation was not had. So with my daughter, prior to her getting her period, I had a conversation with her about a period and what happens to your body when you have your menses, and what happens when you engage in activities when you do have your period, like the consequences and the results of such decisions being made when you don't have the correct information. Like, you cannot make a knowledgeable and informed decision if you don't have all of the information. Period. Point, the blank, and the period.
And
Okay?
that's the reason why I feel
Hence
we should have
the reasoning for the conversation.
Because we assume that our kids have the information, and a lot of times, most of the time, all the time, the information that they're
Is
informed
wrong,
with is
or it's
absolutely
incomplete, it's
wrong.
inaccurate.
They need to have all the information so
84.
they can decide on what decisions are the right decisions. So
And then they gotta know if they make the wrong decisions, they gonna have to
What
feel
the
the wrath of their
consequences
mama
are.
or the wrath of their
what
daddy.
the consequences are.
Informed
Absolutely.
decisions.
They need to have all that information. So that's why I'm saying, when I say you need to have a conversation, I'm just saying rapport. You need to have that rapport with your kids, just as you say to me. You can sit and y'all talk about anything. That's how my kids are. But I'm saying, don't shut that down, because it will shut it down, because
They gonna be fearful to talk to you or have a conversation
because
about it.
they don't.
I want you to be fearful. I'm
to
not
have
your
a
friend.
conversation with you.
I'm
Right.
not
I'm
your
talking-
friend.
that's what
I'm
I'm
your mother. I'm not